Okay, so here we are, a lovely sunny day, probably the hottest day of the year so far. And we're in Balham, and we're going to see one of the properties that we recently completed. Hi Mark.
Great, good morning.
How are you doing?
Good.
What made you decide to use Delta Home?
Well, it was the overall experience, Greg, from the beginning. I mean, we'd been looking to replace 11 sash windows. The worry, our concern was how much disruption that would cause. They were great, to be honest, from the planning stage, working out what was the best thickness of double glazed unit to get into our existing sashes, because they're different thicknesses. The job was finished on time to the day. The team cleared up every day after themselves and left us with a really tidy house. We didn't have to chase. We were kept up to date with developments all the way along. When there were issues, always going to be things that come out when you're dealing with an old house and refurbing old window boxes and things like that. They were dealt with quickly, so we kept on schedule, and everything was done in time. Part of the decision to go with you guys was actually seeing the factory, seeing the setup there, and that and it's an expensive job, 11 windows, so to have that reassurance of knowing exactly where they're coming from. We wanted to replace like with like, but it was only after speaking to your team and having them here and having them look at some of the other properties in the area, adjacent properties, that we'd lost some of the detail, and they were able to reincorporate that and actually match up. There were little differences, like the top sash being slightly smaller than the bottom sash. That was original detail that you were able to bring back, as well as replicating the glazing bars and things like that. We're very happy with what we've got, and from lots of different respects. So yes, I've recommended Delta to a number of friends.